Hey YouTube, how you doing YouTube? This is Willie, WD-40, and I'm going to show you how to make an ideal discount soup. Alright, we're starting off with this chicken. Today is the 26th. I went into Acme, got this chicken for $2, alright? I bought two of them, alright? And the trick for my thing is I use a Puck oven. Now, this is a Wolfgang Puck oven, and the amazing thing about it is, let me take off the steam. It cooks a whole chicken in about an hour and 10 minutes, especially a bird this big. But I want to show you. See, the pop-up timer is up, and it comes out great. So let me get my handle, and I'm going to show you guys how to make the best chicken soup in no time. So, first thing we do is remove this bird, and it is heavy. I got to center this. Alright, the reason why I love the Puck oven is because it makes so much juice at the bottom, and you really need that. So, this is how we're going to start off our chicken soup. I'm going to put this is a Rachel Ray pot, pretty big one. And the first thing I'm going to do is put a little EVOO in there, alright? I'm going to get that going. Next thing I'm going to do is get this bird off this tray. We're going to chop that up in a bit, and we're going to pick at it, because if you know the real history of chicken soup, nobody would use a raw bird to make soup. It's something you do with leftovers, alright? And in this case, I got the chicken so cheap that I had to cook them today. And these potatoes are for my picking. Oh my god, they're so delicious when you eat potatoes cooked in chicken juice. Oh my god. Alright, so that's on the side chilling out. Now we remove this tray from the Puck thing, and we're going to throw this in with the vegetables. So here's my trick on making soup. Alright, what I like to do is I like to saute these vegetables. So what I have right here is potatoes, celery, carrots, and onions. These were on sale at Acme for $1 a bag. I don't usually use baby carrots, and the celery was $1. So that's what you get from a celery, that's what you get from a bag of baby carrots. It's about 6 nice potatoes, and that's 2 big Vidalia onions. I have sea salt, I have garlic, I have chopped onion, I have pepper, and I have turmeric. And that's the secret of why chicken soup comes out looking golden. So the first thing we always do is the onions. I'm going to plop them in there, and I'm going to get them going, because the caramelized onions just have an incredible taste. And this is a soup that you can get done in about 2 hours, I would say. So I'm just going to get these vegetables going right now. Now, right on the, let these go. Now, right on the side, I'm going to put the celery. I don't want to overcrowd the pan just yet. You don't really have to cook the vegetables. You just really want to let the oil kind of brown them a bit, so that they get like a sweet onion taste. It really comes out nice in the soup, you know? Alright, now, plop down the celery, okay? The potatoes are the least important, because the potatoes are just going to boil, soak up a little bit of liquid, but, you know, they really taste good in soup. Alright, so that's going nice. Alright, now I'm going to throw the carrots in. And then I'm not going to fully cook them. I mean, everything has been cleaned, by the way. Never, even though they say they're pre-washed and whatever, don't trust baby carrots. Anything that comes from a factory, you never know who is a dirtbag and went to the bathroom, didn't wash their hands or whatever. Always rinse all the vegetables. Alright, so now I got this going. And it smells so good right off the bat. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is dump these potatoes in. Now, I don't really need to put them all in. That would be enough. I am going to put this in ball jars when I'm done. So this is going to make about 5 or 6 ball jars. And the soup stays good for a long time, and this way you just pop the cap, heat it. You see how nice that onion is getting brown? Yeah, that's all flavor. Alright, so we're done with that. Now I'm going to put on a cooking mitt. And I'm just going to throw in this whole chicken juice. Now the thing about the puck oven is it's not ever really greasy. You don't have to worry about separating. You don't have to worry about separating fat from juice. Because the truth is, the way the puck oven cooks the chicken, it really seals in the juice. And it doesn't make anything too fat. So we're going to get this going. And what I'm going to do next is add my spices. So I got my onion, boom. Got my salt. It may look like a lot of salt, but mind you, there's about a gallon of water going in here. Garlic powder. Okay. Pepper. You're not even going to taste it. You really need pepper for the health benefits of turmeric, and that's really why I add it. And last but not least, turmeric. You chuck that on top. Okay? And get this going a little more. A little stir. You don't have to worry about blending all the spices because it's going to eventually do it. But you can see the way it's changing color now, like a real soup, like a real chicken soup. And that really is what they put in Lipton soup and everything. If you wonder why these powdered soups are like, why do they come out yellow and my soup doesn't? It's just because they add turmeric. But I add it for the anti-inflammatory benefits. Okay. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to use spring water. And I buy this brand. Oh, I actually have one open. But I buy this one at the Dollar Tree because it's Crystal Geyser. It's a really good spring water. So this is about a half a gallon. I'm going to fill that up to about there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this chicken and throw it in. And I'll be back in a second with the look with it all carved up. I'm going to make a couple of plates of dinner and all the bones and everything like that. I'm going to strip them clean. All the bone juice and everything is in the liquid I added, so you don't have to worry about the bone broth and what people, say about bone broth. But okay, I'll be right back. I got everything going. Alright, I put 2 hours on the timer. I just ate myself some chicken. I stripped off a lot. I'm going to strip off more, but it's still too hot. That puck oven is crazy. And this is about, I don't know, a pound, maybe a pound and a half of chicken that I chopped up. I kept a little skin because that's where you get your flavor. No bones. Alright, we're just going to plop that in there just like that. Boom. Alright, we're going to let this cook. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make more chicken, but I'm going to add it in at the end. So I'm going to strip that bird clean. Alright, we don't need to keep the camera rolling or say anything because it's really uneventful. And then what I'm going to do is when this timer is about 10 minutes left, I'm going to drop the noodles in and the rest of the chicken that I removed, and we should be done. So we're going to keep this on about, I don't know, between 2 and 3. You don't have to keep it too hot. Put the lid on it. Alright. And that's how it goes. So I'm just going to let this chicken cool, and then I'm going to throw the pasta in the last 15 minutes. And you don't need much. You only need like a cup to make it chicken noodle soup. And you might want to add a little water to it. But as you can see, the color's on the money. The vegetables are going to take some time to cook because, they always do. The cell walls are impossible to break down. See how there's not too much fat? There's a couple of dots on there. But seriously, there's maybe two spoonfuls of fat in this whole soup. And it's going to be really good. And I'm telling you, in the winter, it's just the best. You can't eat other people's chicken soup. And once you make it like this, you're not going to want anybody else. All right, everybody, I'm back. The timer's down. I stripped this chicken pretty much. Got that much more meat off. I have a cup, 16-ounce styrofoam cup filled with egg noodles. Got about 12 minutes left on the timer. The egg noodles take about 8 minutes to cook. So I'm chucking them in. Put the rest of the picked chicken on. I chopped it. Definitely check it for bones because nothing ruins a good soup more than bones. Push this down. Still simmering. Put the lid back on. And in 11 minutes, gonna have some delicious chicken soup. I actually tasted some with that spoon, and it's incredible. No bouillon cube. You could use bouillon cubes if you want, but I didn't use any because you really don't need it. It's so flavorful. It's out of this world. All right, now I'll be jarring it up and serving it up in my next little piece. So see you in a second. All right, the soup is done, and I'm started plating it up. We're just gonna add a little more juice to it. If you use a strainer spoon, you get to control exactly. I'm a guy who likes a lot of stuff in my soup, so I'm just using this gravy spoon. This soup is so filling, you don't need to make a full bowl, believe me. And that's how it goes. Now with the rest of this, I'm gonna put it in bowl jars, and I'll show you how I do that in the next second. All right, this soup is about 160 degrees, and you want to just put it in the bowl jars or the mason jars at about 100 and above 150. Not too hot, but the whole theory is to let it cool. All right, I'm going to actually put down this camera and show you the last one. All right, I got most of them in. Not too much collateral damage. I'm going to try to top off this one for you guys. A little spilt down the side. Alright, well, the main idea is to just get it up. You want to have a little, oh man, you really want to have some air on top, or it won't seal properly. That one's good. Alright, I could give a little liquid into this one from this one. I like the wide jars better. If you get a chance to pick them up on Amazon on sale, they're really a bargain. Alright, this will go like that. Alright, now the trick is, it's always a trick. The trick is to get a paper towel and wipe the top, because you really want the seal to be clean and free of any food particles. And you can also rinse the jar later before you put it in. But what you have to do is you have to put the caps on. Okay? That's one. Not tight, just snug. And I'll show you what the temperature got. They're probably about 145 now, because anytime you change a bowl or into another container. Alright, just snug. So that's snug. Not tight, because you want it to work its vacuum. Alright, that one's snug. And that one is snug. You can move them over. Alright, move them right there. 1, 2. So these are quarts. So basically what I made is about 1.5 gallons of soup, and these are hot. So what you want it to do is you're going to want it to cool down to room temperature with the lid snug, and then this vacuum tab on top is going to wind up sucking in once the temperature changes. So I'll show you right now. That's about 145. Yeah, you see 140. That's perfect. You get it in there at 140, it's perfect. It's sterile. You know what I mean? You don't leave a big air gap, because a big air gap allows food to rot, and a too small of an air gap will mean you cannot produce vacuum, because fluid doesn't really expand, but gas does, and that's what the air is. Once again, this is the old chicken carcass. This will go to feed the cats outside tonight. That's it, cleaned. I got a little mess on my stovetop, but hey, that's how it goes for delicious stuff. And there is not a lot of fat. Like I said, there's just very little fat in this soup. And the secret is really the Puck oven. So if you could get one of these on sale, I got this for about $100 on eBay. And it's just low pressure steam. And that's the trick. When you cook a chicken in an oven like this, a regular oven, it gets so hot and it's so open that the juice leaks out and the fat melts, and you're left with a pile of oil on the bottom of the pan. And to each their own, but when you cook a chicken in a Puck oven, It's like an hour and 10 minutes at 450 degrees. It really winds up being about like 390 because it's steam. It's constantly steaming. And it just does such magic to the bones, to everything. The meat just comes right off the chicken. It's amazing. So, like I said, here we go. I got these all done, sealed up, nice and snug. And yeah, they're dropping off. You see 144, 140. You know, this is all in Fahrenheit for all my European friends. I'll show you in centigrade. Now it's about 60 degrees centigrade now. Now this is also a cheap thermometer gun, temperature gun. And, you know, it could be off a couple of degrees. These things aren't very accurate. But, you know, it's better than sticking a thermostat and everything. And I'll clean up this kitchen and I'll show you how it looks when they're vacuum sealed. Alright, so this is the final thing. We have some of them popping. So as you can see, this one's at about 122. This one popped. This one's at 122. This one popped. This one didn't pop yet. It's at 126. 129, okay? This one didn't pop yet. 126, so this is about a degree away. This one's good. This one's good. So this one, you can see the vacuum seal is gone. See the vacuum seal is in. The vacuum seal is in. And this one's up. That one's up. That one's down. That one's down. Now, do not put it in the fridge until it's room temperature. It will not go bad. But that's the trick. That's like, you know, like canning or whatever. And these soups will stay good for a very long time. I refrigerate them once they get to room temperature. Do not ever put hot soup in a refrigerator. It will spoil. So everybody knows that. You put it like a big pot of soup covered and you put it in the fridge, it will just go rancid. So let this cool to room temperature. And you can even forget about it overnight. It's fine. It's not going to go bad because it is sealed. But if you keep it in the fridge, it will last weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And, you know, it's better than any canned soup you'll ever buy. And with that, thank you for watching my video. And I hope you enjoy the recipe that I shared with you. And it's really good. Thanks.